In this module, you would able to understand the various management of food industrial waste. Due to the advancing technology and increased population, there is a supply chain demand in the food material to the people of food requirement, and supplying of the food are separated by a large gap. There is eventually increased the production rate of food processing and thus by byproducts and waste. The waste generations is inevitable and it should be treated before it is released into the environment. Since all you know that the food waste are the organic and it is possible to convert this into useful product. In order to attain the sustainable product in the food industry and boost in economics, the industry must develop and adopt the recent technology to recover the useful products from the waste. The objective of this course, number 1, the efficient waste management protocol used in the various food processing industry. Number 2, method to drive a valuable added product from the waste. We will go one by one. Most of the food industry produces sustainable amount of waste, which is further contribute to the pollutions. These industries occupy the significant positions economically and originate large volume of waste. Mostly it is a biodegradable waste. These waste are categorized into 3 groups. They are: first one, manufacturing losses; number 2, the food products thrown away as a municipal solid waste; number 3, discarded wrapper and container. This waste may be further divided into liquid and solid waste. In order to treat this waste, it is essential to develop the suitable system for waste treatment. There are the different unit operations involved during the treatment, namely composting, aerobic digestions and thermophilic anaerobic digestions, sequencing batch reactor, dry and wet oxidation, pyrolysis, incineration, electrodialysis, solid state fermentation and ozonization. Most of them have a capability to treat and manage the high volume of waste. Based upon the compositions and the nature of the food waste, the treatment will be recommended. Please look the table which contains a different type of waste and its a source of origins in the different food industries. According to the national strategy of a member state, the food waste management could be defined as follows: ensuring that waste is recovered or disposed of without endangering the human health and without using the process or method which it could harm to environment. Establishing an integrated and adequate network of waste disposable installations and taking account of the best available technology, but not involving the excessive cost, because it will affect the economics of the particular industry. The third important thing is that ensure the self-sufficiency of the waste disposable. Fourth point, encouraging the preventions or reductions of the waste productions and its harmfulness by developing the clean technologies. The fifth point, encouraging the recovery of waste by means of recycling and reuse or reclamations. Sixth point, the use of waste as a source of energy. This is a very much important thing. In these sections, we will see about the 4 food industrial management and practices. Number 1, the meat industry waste management. Number 2, dairy industry waste management. Number 3, the fish waste management. Number 4, fruit and vegetable waste management. We will see one by one. The first, the meat industry waste management. The food and agro-allied industries usually produce a large quantity of waste which adequate disposable systems are unavailable, causing environmental pollutions. In meat industry, the slaughtering generates the enormous amount of liquid waste. These animal waste may be defined as a carcass or part of animal, including the product of animal origin not intended for a direct human consumptions. The wastewater from the meat industries mainly contains a high amount of organic matter, that is a chemical oxygen demand or biological oxygen demand, oil and grease and nitrogenous compound. The pollutant parameter are the important to be the meat industries are BOD, COD, total dissolved solids, suspended solids, FOG, that is a fat, oil and greases, and colored and water usage. The slaughterhouse effluents increases nitrogen, phosphorus, solid, BOD levels of receiving bodies, that by leads to the eutrophications. Eutrophications is a process that excessive richness of nutrients present in a lake or other water body frequently due to the runoff from the land, which causes a dense growth of plant life. This effluent cannot be directly sent to receiving the water bodies or municipal sewage system because this water body contains a huge amount of BOD, COD, suspended solids, organic and nitrogens and fats. Therefore, the wastewater concentration discharged from meat processing industries varies regularly because this makes the meat industry wastewater difficult to be treated, necessitate the need for development of treatment methods before it disposable. Let us see the different treatment methods used for meat industry processes. Number one is the primary treatment method and the second one is the secondary treatment method. In primary treatment method, different unit operations involved, namely the screening, settling and dissolved oil flotations are widely used to remove the suspended solids, fats, oil, greases from the slaughtering houses. The unit operations varies, that may be sedimentations or filtrations could also be used during the primary treatment method. We can go for the secondary treatment, which it contains anaerobic digestions, aerobic digestions and a thermal treatment and composting. The method of treatment is purely dependent upon the compositions and the nature of the wastewater to be digested. Now let us see the uses of slaughterhouse waste. The dry matter of the sludge from the slaughterhouse consists mainly of protein, fats and other organic matter of animal origin. The spray dried blood plasma has been greatest potential use in the food industry due to its wide range of desirable functional properties. Third important use is that the meat industry waste could be fed into the livestock in the form of blood meal. Fourth point, the meat and the bone meal could be widely used in the food nutrition as a protein resources because it contains a valuable essential amino acids. As you know that the essential amino acids cannot be made by the body. As a result, they must come from the food. The most important amino acids are 9 essential amino acids are histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan and valine. Another important point is that a blend with the coal, sewage, sludge, straw, meat and bone meal can be used as a generations of electricity, that is via combustions or pyrolysis. The animal bone can be used as a heavy metal removal from aqueous solutions. Another value added product from the meat waste is that bioactive peptides from meat or meat based bioproduct proteins and antioxidant from the meat bioproducts. The enzymes such as peptidase, aminopeptidase, acid protease, alkaline phosphatase can be extracted from the meat waste. Next we will see about the management of dairy industrial treatment. As you are aware that the dairy industry in many countries has observed an exponential growth because of increasing the demand of milk and its product. The dairy industry is one of the largest origins of generations of industrial effluent. This effluent is characterized and found to be a high biological demand BOD and high chemical oxygen demand content, high level of dissolved or suspended solids including fats, oil, grease and other nutrients, etc. The dairy industries manufacturing produce different products such as milk, butter, cheese, yogurt, condensed milk and dried milk, ice cream and various type of desserts and cheeses. During these processes, the enormous amount of effluent will be generated, contains huge amount of BOD and COD and different methods can be operated during these processes. The different processes can be adopted in treating the dairy waste method has been summarized below. One is that aerobic treatment and anaerobic treatment, membrane based method, constructions of wetland, coagulations and electrochemical flocculation or precipitations. These are all the chemical method where you can treat the dairy wastes and bioremediations and miscellaneous treatment methods. Compared to the aerobic reactor, anaerobic treatment is a more effective method to degrade the waste into the useful product such as productions of methane and biogas. Even nowadays they are producing the hydrogen gas also. The dairy effluent is co-digested with manure, is fed with the upflow anaerobic sludge blanket, that is a UASB reactor, shows the maximum reductions of COD in a shorter time compared to the CSTR reactor. Similarly, the different type of membrane modules such as microfiltrations, ultrafiltrations, nanofiltrations, reverse osmosis are integrated in the dairy industries to recover the very useful products such as whey protein, caseinate and lactose conversions, etc. The another important is that bioremediations. Bioremediations also adopted in treating the various dairy effluent. It is a process where naturally existing microorganisms is used to convert the contaminated present in the effluent into useful products. This method is successfully used to treat the effluent that is released into the environment for agricultural use or domestic purposes. The commonly microbial inoculum can be developed by the various researchers to treat the high fat content of the effluent. The main objective of this treatment is that we have to reduce the BOD and COD so that it should not be harmful to the environment. Next, we will see about the fish waste management systems. The marine aquaculture involves a variety of species and rearing techniques and husbandry method. Moreover, 50% of the total fish production is contributed by the marine waste and more than 70% of product has been utilized for fish processing unit. The global production of fish and shrimp has been evenly increasing over the last decade and expected to progress. Most of the fish is used for the direct human consumptions and the remaining can be used as a non-food products, mostly for reductions to meal and oil. Since the fish is a highly perishable commodity, it requires a further processing before it reaches the consumers. Now we will see about the various products derived from the food waste. First one is that fish meal. Fish meal is derived from the dried components of the fish and the oil from the oily component. The fish meal and fish oil products have a high nutritional values and it could be used as a feedstock, and the fish oil can be used as an ingredient of a paints and margarine. The next is that the recovery of protein from the fish meal waste. There is a different type of protein. Since it's a huge amount of resources of protein, we can derive from fish waste. Then gelatin can be derived from the fish collagen. Then chitosan. Chitosan is a bioproduct produced from the shrimp, crab shells, which has been used in the variety range of applications from the cosmetics to pharmaceutical industries. There is a various treatment methods available where you can treat your fish industry's effluents. One is that the very stringent rules and regulations of environmental authorities, the aquaculture industries has been adopted the different method to reduce the waste from aquaculture facilities. The processes used for fish waste treatment includes hydrolysis, bioremediations, anaerobic treatment, filtration, screening and several other miscellaneous multifunctional methods. Various treatment methods of food waste has been given in the table. Please look at the table. There are various treatment methods available. Now we will see about the productions of chitosan from the waste stream. A northern stream waste can be mixed with water in the ratio of 1:1 and 5% of protease, it's a enzyme, it's a meat entrancing enzyme, are added to the mixture. This sample is allowed to hydrolyze at 40 degrees centigrade for 2 hours in the batch reactor. Once the reaction is complete, the solid tissues and the crude hydrolyte were separated using a filtrations. The filtrations, it may be a plate and frame filter or rotary vacuum filter. It's depend upon the size of the sample which we are involving. The obtained fresh cake can be processed to chitosans, that is via demineralizations, deproteinizations, deacetylizations and drying. The suspended solids from the crude hydrolyte were centrifuged and protein hydrolyte and acetyltheanine can be recovered. The whole process can be represented by the figure 40.1. Next, we will see about the fruits and vegetable waste management. The fruit vegetable processing industry generates a huge amount of waste, both solid and liquids, which produced during the productions, preparations and consumptions of food. This waste possesses several pollution problems and represents a loss of valuable biomass and nutrients. In the past decades, there are often dumped in as a landfill or used without treatment for a animal feed or as a fertilizer. In the last few years, due to the advancement of the technologies and economic motives and environmental stringent rules posed by the government, new methods and policies for waste handling and treatment has been adopted in recovery, bioconversions and utilizations of valuable constituents from food processing waste. Apart from the pollutions and hazardous aspect, the food processing waste might have been possibility for recycling the raw material or conversions into useful product into a higher valuable bioproduct, or even a raw material for the other industries or for the use of food or feed for a biological treatment. Here we see about the major waste generating activities. The two type of waste has been generated from fruits and vegetable processing industry. One is that during the fresh packing, second option is that fruit processing or value order processing. The major waste processing are the organic waste, including the fruit and vegetable rejects, peels, pomac and other material waste. In India, the fruit and vegetable waste produces about 5.6 million tons annually. Currently, these waste are disposed or by dumping as a landfill. So, this waste can mainly contains a huge amount of organic compositions, including of about 75% of sugars and lignocellulosic material and 9% of cellulose and 5% of lignin content. Because of its easy biodegradable effect, this organic matter content of this waste of about 75% moisture content, which it facilitates its use of biological treatment and shows the adaptability for its anaerobic digestions. A large number of valuable products can be recovered from the fruits and vegetable residues, and the treatment methods have been represented in the table below. You can see here there are the lot of residues and simultaneously it's a major compositions. Say for example, apple pomac, it's rich in a pectin and polyphenols. So next we will see about the various treatment methodology of a fruit waste. Please look at the table. There's a various treatment methods available. Now we will see about the various enzymes produced by the fruits and vegetables byproduct by using the microorganisms. These are all the product and the substrate and the microbial strains. Since as I said earlier, this food waste is rich in biomolecules, this can be used as a substrate. Say for example, alpha amylase, this is one of the important enzymes produced by using the fermentations. You can use a orange as a substrate by using the Aspergillus niger as a microorganisms. You can go for a solid state fermentations to produce a alpha amylase. Next we will see about various waste management technologies in fruit and vegetable industries. From the figure it can represent the process and productions of animal feeding by using a concentrated fruit pulp. The byproduct of the pulp pressing is a liquid which undergoes a enzymatic treatment, filtrations and concentrations into 3 sequential evaporated. When the concentrated liquid is recycled into the main cycle, it enriches a treated pulp with the soluble substances and it has a high nutritional value as in the final product. The steam produced during the concentration process could be used as a recyclable energy sources. Finally, the clear environmental benefit to be gained for the recycling of pulp from the centrifuged orange and lemon juices, and citrus processing industry might also receiving the technological and economical boost from the introductions of these new production cycle to produce alongside of the traditional alone. This flow chart represents the industrial processing cycle of the citrus peel for productions of animal feed. You can see the flow chart of a lemon juice byproduct processing is represented, and the raw lemon residues, dried lemon fiber is washed, and washed lemon fiber was a main byproduct. Among that, the process developed to obtain the high dietary fibery products, the following treatment can be implemented to increase the functionality of insoluble fiber. One is that partially delignifications of lignocellulose by alkaline hydrogen peroxide treatment. Since this source is a hemicellulosic material which contains a lignin content also there, so we have to go for the pre-treatment method. Second is that extrusion method. Third one is that encapsulations of soluble fiber to produce the product with a better textural properties. Fourth point, enzymatic modifications to improve the sensory properties. The major technology steps involved in the preparations of dietary fibers are wet milling, washing, drying and dry milling. So far we have learned the various waste food management systems. The better waste management technology should operate in optimal conditions in order to minimize the waste generated. More interdisciplinary research should be focused on exploitations of complete recovery of various byproducts during food and vegetable processing, even meat industries, also dairy industries. There is a need to develop the specific analytical method for characterizations of functional foods which present in the byproduct. In spite of that, a deep research has been required for transforming the technology obtained in the laboratory to the commercial productions.